All right, so we have to address yet another instance. 2 weeks in a row, guys. 2 weeks in a row. We have to address another instance of Reforge Gaming admitting to being a grifter. And the reason why I bring this up particularly is because he's so quick to call everyone else that he disagrees with a grifter. Try to roll back your drivers, absolutely. Excuse me. But yes, Reforge Gaming out here calling everyone else a grifter, especially in defense of Assassin's Creed Shadows. Even though, while I think that some criticism definitely goes overboard with certain games, right? I think that a lot of criticism towards Assassin's Creed Shadows was indeed warranted. And he was definitely going after anybody that had any criticism at all for Assassin's Creed Shadows. Mind you, he admitted to openly endorsing and promoting a root beer soda. Mind you, root beer, he doesn't even like this flavor. He's admitted to this. We talked about this, like months ago when the game was coming out, or when the game had just released. He was promoting a root beer soda, a flavor of soda which he doesn't even like. He doesn't even like soda, he admitted to this. That was sponsored, the root beer itself was sponsored by Assassin's Creed Shadows, and he was promoting it. And he was running full defense force. Reforge was running a full defense force for Assassin's Creed Shadows the whole release window, right? Completely defending it, no negativity, going after people in his chat, promoting this bullshit ass root beer soda that was sponsored by Assassin's Creed Shadows. He has some things to admit to, ladies and gentlemen. He has some things to admit to. And we're gonna go over it right now. But shout out to Astro Cyborg, who said during his discussion on why he doesn't care if he plays games on easy. Oh my god. Reforge states that he quit Assassin's Creed Shadows even after switching to easy, and he was one of the guys who glazed the game the most. Just think Gara of the Rage played more and actually reviewed the game, where Reforge will do neither. Damn, son. And he was one of the biggest glazers of Assassin's Creed Shadows, 100%. It isn't even debatable. Dude ran full defense force for the game. And listen to what he has to say.
Maybe I'll have to circle back someday. I just don't think I gave Death Stranding 1 a solid chance. I stopped fairly early on. Maybe I'll have to circle back someday. This is what I did, Solemn. I turned the difficulty all the way down and got immersed in the world and the content loop. And I don't know. All of a sudden, I was like, oh, I get it. Death Stranding 2 is apparently going to do what I did, but they're going to do it for you. Like, they're not going to make it so difficult to get in. They're not going to make like the climbing and the traversal as arduous. Like, it's going to be difficult, but not like to the degree. The beginning of Death Stranding 1 is just like, they make it tough. They do. And now Death Stranding 1's like one of my favorite games.
Played it on the easiest difficulty. Dude, I have too much pride to play a game on the easiest difficulty. Normally, I'll go for like, it depends on the type of game. If it's like an RPG, I'll normally put it on normal. If I know it's a really long game...
He needs to reforge that billboard he calls a forehead.
Oh, man, bro. Thank you so much for the 5. What a fucking... Dude. That was quite the roast of the evening. Thank you so much. Yeah, for me, if it's like a really long-ass game, I'll tend to put it on normal. Now, if it's a game that's more on the shorter side, depending on the game, right? Then I'll challenge myself on one of the higher difficulties.
He plays on easy mode as he prefers more to watch.
Yeah, a lot of PlayStation-centric games are more like... They're more for show than they are for playing. And he loves those types of games. Those are his bag. So it doesn't surprise me that he also plays games on the easiest difficulty.
Because I got some of the stuff out of the way. I also had a unique advantage that I had already put like 4 hours into the game. So when I came back to it, I was sort of at the point that the game starts to turn. If that makes sense. They make it hard to get into the game. They do. Yeah, the woman who plays Fragile is, oh yeah, she's gorgeous. She fits the part really well. Her voice, her vibe.
Who's he talking about?
She's fabulous.
From Destron.
I don't play any games on hard difficulty anymore
yeah.
unless it's a racing game. Yeah, I'm the same way. I've just reached that point where it's like, I'll just turn the difficulty down. I don't care. Like, I'm not... There was a time where I would never do that. I just...
See, like, the problem with turning down the difficulty is that it doesn't alleviate the fundamental flaws with a lot of modern video games. Unfortunately, a lot of modern video games think that more is better, even if more isn't of quality. Normally, they'll make these games, they'll give an extra 20 to 30 hours for most of their games, and you're doing a whole lot of bullshit that nobody wants to do. It's not necessarily the difficulty that's the issue, it's more so,
Tic-tac-toe on forehead anyone.
oh my god, you'd be able to play many matches on that forehead. Thank you so much for the two. It's not necessarily, like, just turning down the difficulty doesn't fix the problem. It's a fundamental design flaw that these companies have. These game developers think that more is better, even if more is trash. They just need to cut the fat. Like, they add so much fat to these games that it's just horrible. They're hard to play.
I felt like I wasn't playing the game. I felt like I was playing something else. But I've just reached the point where it's like, I just don't care, you know? Now, it took me like 35 hours before I did it in AC Shadows. And I only did it in AC Shadows because I was trying to speed up. It wasn't like I was failing. It was like, I was just trying to speed up. Like, let's just get through this. I'm just going to...
Oh, the game's not good, is what you're saying.
Instantly assassinating people... Instead of like some of the guys you can't assassinate, being able to instantly assassinate everybody, it like speeds up the stealth, it speeds up some of the castles. So I got like 35 hours in, and I was like, I'm dropping the difficulty. I was like, I'm just trying to get to the end here. And even then, I couldn't do it. I got to 46 hours. I'm like, no, I don't have another 10 hours in me. I can't do it.
This was the biggest Assassin's Creed Shadows shill. The dude that was shilling a root beer soda, a type of soda he doesn't even like. He doesn't even like soda. He self-admittedly doesn't like soda. He self-admittedly doesn't like root beer soda. Was shilling the Assassin's Creed sponsored soda. Dude literally called everyone who criticized Assassin's Creed Shadows grifters. Meanwhile, it turns out Reforge is the biggest fucking grifter of them all. It always happens, bro.
Each time I see you show his videos, I literally and immediately forget the guy after it's over.
Yeah, you ain't lying. Bro, once again, second week in a row, Reforge Gaming tells on himself, self-admittedly, explains exactly how he's a grifter. Dude has fucking nerve trying to call other people grifters. What fucking nerve, right?
I fatigued right out of that game. Now, if they bring co-op, which is we've heard there's a rumor they're going to bring co-op, I will happily go back and do all the extra stuff with Madam. That would be fun. That would be fun. But
he wants his wife to play the game for him. Please, wifey, finish this piece of shit for me. Oh my god, dude.
I don't know if that's how they're going to bring co-op. I don't know if that's how they're going to do it. How dare you play a single-person game how you want in the privacy of your own home? That's right. I like playing on Max. I don't know why. Ever since I was a kid. Yeah, I think sometimes people like playing on the max difficulty because they feel like that leaves no stone unturned. You've seen everything. Right? There's no, like, it almost like eliminates the need to go back and be like, well, I need to try that again.
Yeah, he wants to get... Yo, it's crazy that homeboy wants to get carried in a game by his wife. Imagine that shit. Did he say with Madam? Oh my fucking god, he's a nice guy. Red flag, red flag, red flag. Yo. Real talk, though.
I need to try that again. I need to play that again because I want to see what it is on the harder difficulty. It's like, no, you leave no stone unturned when you played it the first time through on the hardest difficulty. You feel more accomplished.
Not all games are like that,
you
bro.
feel like when you roll credits, you're done. Like, that's it.
It is a sense of accomplishment to finish the game on the hardest difficulty, but I mean, you can still leave a lot behind though.
Harder difficulties to get the full sandbox. Yeah, some people like to do that. Like, I think Eugene sometimes goes back through second playthrough and raises it. The only game I've ever done that with was Jedi Fallen Order. I played on normal, and I loved it so much, I immediately replayed it, and I increased the difficulty. And that gave me kind of an inroad into Sekiro. I didn't make it long in Sekiro my first time. I got to Madame Butterfly, and she rezzed, and I got mad. And I was like, this game is not for me. Went back to Sekiro years later, and it's one of my favorite games of all time.
He's saying maybe I'll go back to it later on, like I went back to Sekiro. Maybe I'll go back to this bad game like I went back to this good game. I don't know if you guys sense it, but I sense a little bit of
Coping and seething. You just can't accept what you're seeing. Yes, you're coping and seething. The truth it is scalding, and now you are molding and coping so hard. Coping and seething.
yeah, that sounds like cope to me. I'm just saying, bro.
Have you been playing any more Expedition 33? No, I made myself stop playing because I knew I was going to... I can play Doom this week and probably beat it a whole lot faster. I want to be able to take my time in
His
Expedition
forehead
33.
gets more credits than he does.
No, Alucard, no. Goddamn, bro, y'all are devious. Y'all are demons. Darth says AC Shadows was a joke. If they wanted to do it right, they should have used Hattori Hanzo as inspiration for the male main character who was a real samurai and shinobi in his life. That would be dope as hell too. I mean, to be fair, I think yeah, I don't know what they were trying to do, but they really tried to force the female as the main character. And it's almost like all the choices they made were to try and force you to play as the female. Because with Assassin's Creed Odyssey, the data gathered showed that most people played as the male character, even though objectively the male character's voice acting was worse than the female character's voice acting, and the female character was technically the canon character of choice. So even despite all that, oh my god, what a shocker, mostly male audience chose to play as the male character. Like, I think that really bothered them. But I also could be wrong. But I do feel like that shit bothered the fuck out of them. W Cults, I'm trying to upgrade my PC too. Hey, cold, one step at a time, brother. That's honestly what it is for me. One step at a time. Water is wet, more at 11. Exactly. All voice acting in AC Shadows sounds like bootleg AI. Oof. It wouldn't surprise me. It would not surprise me at all. I swear if a game did that, I'd play as the male just out of spite. You know, normally I would. Normally I would do the same thing, Miss Bella, but I actually like the female character in Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I think that they are a really good character. It wasn't like they were... It didn't feel forced. I enjoyed it because I wanted to play... I felt like I was playing out like a...
Will he revisit Shadows like he'll revisit Concord?
Probably censored. Probably, that's likely. Thank you so much for the 2. It just felt cool because I felt like I was playing as like an Amazon off of Themyscira. That's kind of how I pictured it when I was playing Odyssey, and I thought that was cool. Otherwise, I wouldn't have fucked with it either, to be honest with you. But
3 and like marinade in the game. I want to have nothing else competing for my attention. So what I'm hoping to do is finish Doom, and then it's nothing but Expedition 33, I think, until Death Stranding 2 comes out. I think that's my goal. I just want to really, really take my time with it. Yeah.
okay,
Madame Butterfly
brother.
is just unfair.
If you say so, brother.
She's the fight. People tell you that game there's moments where it clicks, and she's one of the moments.
Yo, my too
and
was good,
somebody
homie.
typed a
Appreciate you pull it up.
sentence that was so simple, and it upset some of the people in chat because they were already trying to tell me to do this. Somebody typed the most basic sentence. They said, "Hit her until she deflects," and a light bulb went off in my brain.
Oh my god, this dude is a snore fest. Yo, it's crazy.
Same here. I love Odyssey.
Dude,
Thumbs up sign.
I love Assassin's Creed Odyssey. As flawed as it is, I'm not here to say it's a perfect game. It's not. It has its issues. It has some fuck shit. It's a Ubisoft game, so unfortunately, all good Ubisoft games come with caveats, right? But I think it is objectively a good game. I had a lot of fun with it. I put like 100 hours in that game and had so much fun. The boss battles were really cool, and the combat was really good. Like I said, I think it's one of the few RPG games or sort. I don't know if I consider like Assassin's Creed like RPG-esque Assassin's Creed games actual RPGs, but I guess it's the closest thing you're gonna get. It's one of the few like sort of RPG-ish games that actually have good combat that are Western RPGs. Western RPGs. Most Western RPGs don't have very good combat. Wire sales support cast. For Shadows, because the game does not look impressive at all. When the Shadows came out, I saw that Odyssey and Origins were on sale, and I bought those games instead because they looked like clearly better looking video games for many reasons.